Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2021 CLOL Northern Conference regular season matchup as the Ohio State University will take on Kettering University today. Should be a good matchup because both of these teams are 2-1 right now, and this is week 4 of the Northern Conference regular season play. My name is Rye Chance, and I'm joined by Ike. How you doing today, Ike?
Good, Ryan. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm excited to see some League of Legends. I don't know about you.
I am too. I'm very excited here.
Yeah, so should be a pretty solid matchup. Like I said before, both of these teams are sitting at 2-1 right now. Ohio State is actually the top 2-1 team based on tiebreakers, and Kettering is, I believe, down towards the bottom. So this should be an interesting game here. Hopefully, Ohio State able to move to 3-1 on the regular season, but you never really know what can happen here. It's League of Legends.
Exactly. I think one thing I am very excited to see here is Ohio State with the amount of flexibility they have with the champions. So I think something I'm looking forward to is hopefully we can see an Echo, but it might get banned. Chenoa being a very avid Echo player in the jungle here, as well as Inferno also being an Echo player. So it is very possible to see that flex pick come out, although given how high the win rates are on both of them, it is very possible that Kettering might actually just ban it out completely.
Yeah, and one thing I do want to talk about just a little bit is the CLOL tournament and how it works. So we play 6 weeks of the regular season, then we go into the playoffs here. The prize pool sits at $3,000 RP, not dollars, per player on the first place team. You know, everyone would be down with 3K.
3K.
But unfortunately, that's a lot. But yeah, second place is gonna get $22.50 RP per player, and third and fourth are gonna get $12.50. So still decent prize pool here. Definitely something that you want to be playing for. And these regular season games are super important, especially when it comes to the standings of playoffs and seeding and all the things like that.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I think
additionally, there's also scholarship prizing as well. Sorry,
that is.
It's still they're still determining it, but scholarship prizing, why not? Maybe it is 3K. You never know.
Yeah, 3K RP and 3K in scholarships. That'd be very hype. So something I think that's important about regular season, like what you just talked about before, for both of these teams, is more or less just getting the wins. So because of how seeding works again, right? You have the 2-1 team facing off against each other. So Ohio State being the highest 2-1 team, and Kettering being toward the bottom-ish. It's actually really important for Ohio State to pull out these wins here, because they don't want to be playing 2-2 teams and stuff like that and just getting losses playing those lower bracket teams. So it's really important, I do believe, for them to keep getting these wins, 3-1, 4-1, just to keep climbing and playing against the higher ranked teams. And so again, hopefully today against Kettering that will be the case.
Yeah, obviously you wanna pick up as many wins as you can in the regular season just to set yourself up in the playoffs, because all that matters, you know what I'm saying, is the playoffs.
We're
trying to get some dubs.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you gotta pick up every win that you can. So should be good here. Hopefully either team will be able to do that. Obviously, we're rooting for Ohio State. That's just because this is the cast you're watching.
Yes.
But either way, Ohio State, the higher ranked team in the matchup here. Like you said, talked a little bit about this earlier. The diverse champion pool for a lot of these players. OSU in the top lane, OSU Cyborg is one of these players that has a just wide variety of champions he can play.
I don't understand. He plays everything. It's crazy.
I think I saw. Go ahead.
His match history is whack. So Cyborg, if you're looking at his solo queue games that he's actually played recently, his last 10 games of solo queue have all been 10 completely unique champions, which is absolutely absurd. And also to be Masters playing that many champions is also very, very crazy. And if we look here for Chenoa or Moch, or even Steve to some extent, you see a lot of the same champions. Moch with the Thresh, Chenoa with the Udyr, seems to be performing actually very well in solo queue with it. And then Steve with Kaisa and Senna, the very predominant picks in competitive play right now. But Cyborg literally he just doesn't even care. He plays absolutely everything because he feels like it, I guess.
Diversity is key in competitive League of Legends, because they can't ban you out if they don't know what you're going to play.
100%.
So yeah, should be interesting. Looking forward to seeing maybe a bit of a spicy picks here for OSU.
Yeah,
Of
hopefully
course,
so.
Udyr in the jungle,
Mhm.
one of these super strong power picks right now, and one of these champions that needs to get a nerf, in my opinion.
Oh,
But
100%.
that's just me.
Especially with the Moonstone meta, it's absurd. It's crazy.
Yeah, so we are now into the draft here. You can see that on your screen. We are going to get through these bans in a few short seconds here. And I do expect, a Thresh ban coming out, an Ivern ban, of course, coming out for OSU, just because in the jungle, Tryhard Train, he is a avid Ivern player. So this is something that we definitely can expect.
So here, I do believe Kettering is probably going to be looking to ban those high win rate champs, especially because of how volatile they are right now. The Echo, really good, high damage, high burst, absolutely everything you want from one of those AP champions. And also, again, like the Udyr, like we were just saying, just because of how strong it is, I do actually believe it is pick or ban right now. I think that it is probably honestly the strongest pick in the jungle right now, especially with the Moonstone meta that we're currently going through. So we will see if Kettering does actually ban that out.
Yeah, Udyr is. I'm expecting to see an Udyr ban here, but
Yeah.
as we talked about, we got the Thresh ban and the Echo ban coming out for Kettering. OSU, with their second ban, is going to throw that Seraphine. Seraphine is another one of these champions who's just so obnoxious, especially in this Moonstone meta. Able to just heal your whole team, get like just fat 5-man charms. Lucian is going to be the third ban for OSU. Obviously, OSU is on the left side of your screen. Kettering is on the right side of your screen.
Here's the Udyr ban.
Udyr ban is going to be the last one, just like we expected. So we'll see what first pick is going to come out for OSU in this draft. Maybe a Kaisa? What do you think?
I have actually been noticing that pretty much those strong bot champions, Kaisa, Senna, and stuff like that, is most of the time first pick. Well, they actually are going to opt for the Galio here. Again, a very, very strong picks, and also a flex here for Ohio State. Inferno does play it, and Moch also does play it as well. So if they don't get a favorable matchup, they can flex that Galio.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're going to give away the Hecarim and Karma. And we already talked about this, but the Moonstone meta, Karma can be taken now into the top lane and just absolutely just like so rough to play against. She just hits you from across the lane, does half your HP with a mantra Q, and it feels really bad. But on the other side, in the top lane, likely for OSU Cyborg, we're going to get a Camille for OSU.
That is actually one of the strongest combos in the game, I do believe, on the competitive side of League. Camille Galio, strictly because Camille can go in and get those ultimates off with the Hextech Ultimatum onto one of those targets that you really just want to kill. And then Galio will just ult right on top of you with the Hero's Entrance and completely obliterate absolutely everyone who is in that area. Ohio State actually picking the Skarner here, which is, wow, that is actually very exciting.
I know Skarner was a pick. I think it was picked in like LPL or something like that this past weekend, and it, from what I heard, it just ran over everything.
Yeah, so with the current champs right now, with Moonstone meta, you have Hecarim, Udyr, a lot of those champions who you want to just have go in and be like, all right, guys, I just need the healing and the shielding. And what Skarner is actually doing right now is a very big counter to that, because you run in and you ult that person who is like, you know, the person you want to Moonstone up and, you know, renew them over and over. But Skarner has actually been used to pull them completely away from their team, and you use absolutely everything to burst them down and kill them before they can really get any of that shielding off. So we will see how Ohio State actually does manage to use that here in this game.
Yeah, and we see now we're joining into the second round of the ban phase here. A lot of AD carries on the table and are getting banned away. Senna and Misfortune are banned away for Kettering, and Kaisa and Jin going to be the two for OSU. And this is very limiting this AD carry pool, because obviously, I mean, just looking at the teams, like these are some strictly dive comps. They're trying to get in, get onto your face, disrupt the backline, and make these carries' lives really hard.
The Anivia actually coming out for Kettering. This is actually a very, very good pick against that team. You know, getting the Anivia wall against Skarner, either to stop him from running into your team or to stop him from pulling out that person you don't want to be pulled out, as well as actually makes it very hard for Galio to get those roams off. If he is mid here, although I am expecting that. Um, I think Anivia is actually just kind of just puts Ohio State's team, like their comp right now, in a weird spot.
I agree. Anivia is a champion that can control zones very well
Yeah.
with the ultimate with the wall. So it definitely is going to be a bit harder now for OSU to get in here. The last pick coming in a few short seconds. Could be either mid or support. It looks like it might be this mid lane pick as the Victor is being hovered and likely locked in. There you go here. So it's going to be the Galio in the bottom lane as well as the Tristana.
Actually, this is a very good flex from Ohio State, like we were talking about earlier, having that Galio first pick for the flexibility. You mostly want to pick Victor here against the Anivia for the superior wave clear that you have. Anivia, while she has like immense wave clear, like very, very good wave clear, it can actually be harder for her to clear against Victor, who outranges Anivia. He will be taking phase rush, so it's harder to lock him down, and also just kills the back wave a lot faster than Anivia does. So very good response to the Anivia. However, we will see what Kettering does about this Victor. Very, very interesting team from both sides, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Varus pick gonna be the AD carry of choice for Kettering, and that does now. I mean, I guess it makes sense just because Oblivious Bob is Varus is one of his go-to champions. He likes this champion a lot. The Varus and the Ashe are the two main ones that he likes to go for, but I don't know if Varus is, I don't think Varus is that good in the meta.
I don't think so either. Currently, the meta for ADCs is kind of killed the enemies before they can kill you. And right now, Varus is not gonna fill that role. I have been seeing a Mana Immune Duskblade build going around for Varus, such as a Sivir build going around too for that massive Q damage. But I don't know if against the Ohio State comp, Varus is actually viable. We'll have to see if he goes Comet or Dark Harvest. It is possible he's going for that Q one hit. Although it might be a lethal tempo for an on-hit Varus. I haven't seen either in the meta really. Solo Q's been mostly dominated by those Sivers, or not Sivers. Pardon me, Kaisa and Senna's. So we will see. The Varus pick is definitely questionable here.
Yeah, and now that we are going to be getting into our competitive integrity spectator delay for the next 3 minutes, it gives us time to talk a little bit about the compositions and what they like to do, as well as some lane matchups. So the main thing I'm seeing right now from Kettering University is that their composition and draft is kind of half and half, right? You have the Volibear and you have the Hecarim to dive in, but then you also have the Anivia and the Varus to sort of disengage. You have Chain of Corruption to stop any sort of dive coming in from Camille or I believe Galio. And so it just kind of seems a bit odd that they kind of don't really know what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I think they had a very strong start with the Hecarim volley. What was their? They had Hecarim volley in the first rotation, which is very, very good if they are trying to play with that dive. But here their comp kind of fell apart in the second part of draft with that Varus pick. I'm not exactly sure what they're planning to achieve. They don't have any sort of peel either. That's the biggest thing is you have one Moonstone user with the Karma to peel, but the problem is if you have those diving champs with Hecarim and Volibear, they need to get that peel and stuff from the Karma in order to make sure that they live, because they want to just dive. But then you have the Varus where if he gets dove, Karma's gonna be split here. It's like, do I help my divers? Or are they, it is a very split comp, and I'm very curious to see how Kettering actually uses it, and also to see what the runes are from Varus, because I think that's going to be a big part of how they're going to look to play with this comp.
Yeah, additionally, I think this Varus is Kettering is gonna have to rely on the Varus, I think. Obviously, Anivia is gonna scale up into the late game and do a lot of damage later on you go. However, you still need some of this AD damage. I mean, obviously you have the Hecarim, and that's cool. But this Moonstone, at least in the early game, is going to be primarily targeting this Varus. So I want to highlight this bot lane matchup a little bit, because we have Tristana Galio for Ohio State, and then a Varus Karma for Kettering. And I can't really imagine that this Tristana Galio lane will have a rough time. I guess if they get poked out, if they allow themselves to get abused by the range advantage from the Kettering bot lane, then it could be rough. But
Yeah.
I think once you hit level 2, level 3, you're just
Yeah,
all the way in,
yeah,
and you just
exactly.
like one shot their bot lane.
Yeah, so that's also something. They didn't pick any mobility from like anyone on their team. You have movement speed buff from Volibear Q, Hecarim movement speed buff from his E, but then the rest of their team has no mobility at all. Anivia has no mobility, Varus no mobility, Karma has a speed up and a shield, but against a Skarner, okay, so we have a Skarner, we have a Galio, a Tristana, and a Camille. And you picked Varus. You know, it's like there's potential if he gets ahead for him to be a very strong pick against that team, but I just don't see it happening. Varus, it just doesn't feel right, I guess, with the team they picked.
Yeah, and I know you yourself are a proficient mid lane player. So do you have any ideas or thoughts on this mid lane matchup, the Victor versus the Anivia? I know you already talked about it a little bit with the Victor, superior wave control and wave pushing, but anything else?
So actually, Anivia does beat him out before he gets his first augment. But usually you have to rely on getting those 100 stacks with your augment in order to get that E and push it. I believe level 7 with Victor is when you get your ability to one-hit backwave with your E. So if they can find, it's a very small window. If they can find an ability to fight Kettering before Victor is able to one-hit that backwave, they might be in a really good spot because Anivia will push much faster than him before he gets the augment, and then force him to stay mid while they go and maybe make a play drag or rift. So again, we will have to see how they play around it. It is possible that absolutely no openings come up at all, and then Victor just kind of slowly starts winning mid. Anivia ult again, it doesn't clear wave fast enough compared to Victor. Victor just one hits everything, and actually we are in game here already. So
we are now onto the rift. Yeah, as we see this team set up the vision. Little pixel brush ward coming out to try to get there from Tryhard Train, but cleared out by OSU, so pretty good. But just finding early information, trying to feel each other out, see what's going on here. Both junglers going to take the back. As Cheno was chunked, about a quarter of his HP.
So actually, something that's actually really important here is Cyborg got that ward level 1, which it's a small thing, but he will now hit level 2 off of the first wave, which can actually be very beneficial. I don't know if they're going to look to make any sort of play off of that. I don't know. Chenwa looking probably here to start red and path up topside. But Camille can actually look for really good trades here by just having that level advantage. So topside will be interesting now if he can actually manage to push that lead. So
both of these junglers starting on their respective bottom side camps. And before we get into any action, I do want to just get a rundown real quick of the teams again. For Ohio State, we got OSU Cyborg on the Camille in the top lane, Chenwa in the jungle on Skarner, Inferno on Victor, in the mid lane, and then the Best Steve and Moch on the Tristana and Galio in the bottom lane. And then, a little bit of trades going on there. But for Kettering, we got Darkfire, Shadow on the Volibear in the top lane, Tryhard Train on Hecarim, I'm Not Trying on Anivia, Oblivious Bob, and JJT on Karma and Varus in the bottom lane. But you already talked about this early aggression from OSU Cyborg due to that, XP advantage. And you already see going for trades.
Actually
go hook shot in.
Yeah, completely doing exactly what he should. That is so good from Cyborg doing that. Bot lane, nothing coming out from that. That is something I'm actually very happy that Cyborg pushed that advantage. Shadow not actually respecting it and losing quite a bit now. Cyborg going to kind of just dominate topside from that. But I think it's actually very good that Cyborg did exactly what he did and pushed that level 2 advantage.
Now hookshot is going to land again here. Stun from Darkfire. Going to get the Thunder from the Heavens as a shield to sort of repel that damage for the most part. But still, really, really low on this Volibear. Does have to be careful of a potential dive opportunity from OSU Cyborg if he wants to do so. But both of these junglers now into the top side of the map, so we should be expecting to see some sort of action up here. OSU Cyborg going to spot out this Hecarim, taking the Krugs. Going to get a little bit of harass on to him there, but still, nonetheless, mostly just farming and trading for the time being here.
Yeah, I mean, the lanes are kind of going how we expected. Cyborg completely harassing Shadow topside. This Volibear getting put into a really bad plays just because of the fact that he didn't respect that early ward
Now,
kill. Actually,
again, coming in, OSU Cyborg is in trouble. Hookshot is going to land and
what was
get him
that?
away for the time being. That was the
What?
longest hookshot
That
I've
was
ever seen in
the
my life.
that was Nerf hookshot, man. What was that?
Yeah, but it is
That
not
was
done yet.
connected to nothing. He actually just is getting chased down though.
He is on the run. He's running for the hills. Another hook shot should get him into this tower. Yeah, for the execute.
Oof.
Looks like it will. So a good job there, surviving from that gank and also denying gold away from Kettering top half.
So good from Cyborg to get that execute off. Absolutely ridiculous hook shot, but still good nonetheless.
Yeah, that was wild.
That was
I like that.
Crazy. Yeah, that was amazing. Moch getting mini blocked a little.
Yeah, with this dragon should be coming up here in about 40 seconds. You can already see Tryhard down into this bottom side of the map, clearing out these camps. Going to set up the vision soon, but the Scuttle Crab is in favor of Ohio State right now, so they do have the vision. And you can see also Kettering bot lane pushing in a big wave, trying to get this bottom lane prio with this wave bouncing back. We'll see what OSU does in response. Obviously now both junglers are back onto the top side of the map, so I don't expect any dragons here in the near future. But still something to pay attention for.
Yeah, actually, when that top fight was going on, we can actually see that Chenoa double crabbed Tryhard Train. So that's actually, it might not look like it because of the slight 2 CS advantage that Hecarim has, but that's most likely from topside. Chenoa actually should be slightly ahead in levels.
Yeah, I'm going to cut you off there real quick, I think, because Cyborg under pressure again. Hookshot to try to get out, but Tryhard Train is not done chasing. Now it's going to be a 1v1 as Shadow is still pretty far away, and Cyborg able, again, to just eat up that pressure. He said, give me more. I eat this for breakfast.
He does. Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. Kettering is expending so many resources topside to try and get Cyborg just dead and to just kind of help out this topside here, and that's just not working. It is. I don't know what they need to change, but they really got to change how they're going about this gank, because that is the second time now that he has hookshotted into that wall and just gone straight to try. So.
Yeah, now more aggression coming in here. OSU Cyber being run down. Stun's going to land onto him, and Shadow's going to take a bite and heal up for about 1/4 of his HP. Traded back, though, as Cyborg is still feeling pretty good on this Camille for himself here. But one thing I do want to mention is that Hecarim, if you're not able to get ahead early, this champion, you know, seems pretty rough at some points.
Yeah, he definitely thrives on those early ganks, much like Nunu, to just kind of speed into your lane and you know, kill the person you're ganking. But if you can't do that, you just kind of feel restricted.
Oh, wait a minute now. Tryhard Train maybe walking into a rough situation as the OSU bottom lane is here. Now they're starting up the dragon. We're going to see if Kettering decides to contest it here. Mid lane prio in favor of OSU. So this Victor will be here in time, or at least before the Anivia. We're still going now. Mo's going to land, knock up onto Oblivious Bob. A nice usage of the onslaught of shadows, but it doesn't really matter because it still looks like OSU is going to be able to win this fight. The best Steve, first blood, now teleports coming in from I'm Not Trying. Chen, we're going to have to bring the flash to try to get away, as well as the flash from Tryhard Train to secure the kill. Now Stun's going to land onto Moch, and he will go down too, but a double kill for Tryhard Train, and what I just talked about. Hecarim able to get him down the top side. Flash forward from Shadow, going to secure a solo kill for himself in the top side, and we had just talked about how Hecarim not able to get these early plays going, and just like that, able to secure 2 kills for himself.
Yeah, Ryan, so actually, I think while that fight was going on, Cyborg tried to teleport down, but it got canceled by Volley, and that is where the solo kill came from. The Camille just got interrupted completely and then dove by Volley Bear. So very terrible for Ohio State just in general. That was... they did get the dragon, yes, but I do believe those kills are going to help out the Hecarim to get off those better ganks now, so...
Definitely, and yeah, that's a good point there. Good call out on the teleport cancel by Shadow. Obviously, does not feel good when you TP and it gets canceled and then you die. You end up dying after it here, but nonetheless, Moch sniffing around, looking to see if he can find any vision for his team or anything. Maybe just help out his top laner a little bit, but The next point of contact, I would imagine, would be this Rift
Rift
Herald here.
Herald.
Still have 3.5 minutes for Dragon. But as you can see, just like that, OSU Ballin has swapped up into the top side here, and they are looking to try to pressure this wave in the top lane and then pressure this Rift Herald.
Yeah, I think getting those Rift Plates pre-14 is actually very big, especially if you can get it onto Tristana or Victor, or even Camille for that matter. Just get it on anybody. And I think that is exactly what they're doing. They are going to be starting it up here.
Yeah, starting it up, and it looks like they do have the control of this topside river so far. Hecarim is not even in the area really to contest. He's just on his red buff now. He's backing, so
Yeah, Scar's just
should be a relatively free. Yeah, should be a relatively free stall. But look at the mid lane though. I'm not trying Inferno going at it here. Wall is gonna zone off a lot, and a good gravity field from Inferno to try to halt any further advancements from this Anivia. But definitely cutting it close there.
Yeah. This is definitely one of the hard parts about Victor before you really get any augments is most champions with any form of wave clear at all will out wave clear you. Upside.
Bit of an ambitious play, but now here we go. Train's going in outside of shadows, and Moch is in a rough spot. The boys have walked away, and they said, "We'll see you later. I'm sorry, buddy. We'll remember you." He's gonna go down, and another kill going over to this Volibear in the top lane, now sitting 2-0.
Yeah,
has
maybe,
the Bomby Cinder completed.
Maybe a little too ambitious. Oh.
Now look at the bottom side here. Shannon Corruption gonna stop now. Hextech ultimatum onto Oblivious Bob. OSU Cyborg gonna get one for himself, but now we're back into the top lane. A nice usage of the suppress, and now Biggest Steve might be in trouble. He's in the melee range of the Volibear. Shut down. Will go over to him so far, and now Stormbringer is going in. Darkfire is running him down. He used the bite, but it's not enough damage. Oh, Steve out of the ward! No!
Oh no!
He out of the blue plant. It does not matter though, because on the other side, Moch is there to secure anything else. But now in the mid lane we go as Inferno. Gonna have to burn the flash to get away from this JJT roam into the mid lane. Moch is still angry.
Yeah.
He still wants more, but I don't think they'll be able to find anything else.
Taking a bit of damage here. Although Nivea's out of mana, I don't think it's gonna matter too much. Oh, that's so...
That's a shame.
That
right there is a shame.
That is like trying to click a Thresh Lantern and hitting the ward they place on top of it. That is depressing. That death could have... I do believe that death could have actually probably been prevented, but is just clicked one click too close to that that blue cone, kind of just killed Steve. That's really unfortunate for him.
Yeah, meanwhile, Chenwa gonna drop that Herald into the top lane, secure those last two plates, as well as the first tower for himself here in the tower lead. That tower evens up the gold in this game here. OSU able to, they were down about 1K a few minutes ago, and now the gold lead has equalized. And with the dragon spawning in 30 seconds, we already see the Kettering bot lane into this river, trying to secure vision, try to gain control, as well as the Scuttle Crab.
Yeah, so, actually, not really the person when you get gold on Victor might be getting caught at the wall.
Made a minute here. He's gonna get rooted up. The wall is not there to, halt off anything else. But I'm not trying. It's still going. JJT is there as well, and the laser will stop anything else. But now, on the bottom lane dive here, Rocket jump in, and just Oblivious Bob. Oblivious Bob is just in the bad situation there. Now onslaught of Shadow Shard. Train is trying to secure Steve. Steve should go down here as the Hecarim on your face as a Tristana does not feel too good. Moch and Chenwa on the other side flashing over the wall, gonna pop the egg, but Moch is in the 1v3. He's getting chased down by the bear. Now on the other side, I'm not trying to get out, gonna burn the flash to try to get away, and Chenwa is still running for the hills. Try to train onto Inferno, he goes, and now the flash forward from Shadows. Bear slap, baby. He's gonna go down. Now Chenwa is in the 2v1, has to run for the hills. The Scorpion, his legs are short, but can he get out? No, he cannot. As Shadow taking the tower, one more tower should do it, but it is not there, and a wipe for Kettering in that one should mean the dragon.
That's just gotta be mental boom for Chenwa. That Anivia egg was so close to going down, but the flash away and that karma shield just absolutely saved her. That's wow, so much stuff going on, and not really looking good for Ohio State here. They took way too many split fights. It feels that dive onto Varus is fantastic, but I don't think they had any other vision to be able to go up as far as they did, which then resulted in the Hecarim just absolutely one-shotting Tristana. So maybe a little too ambitious. I think Ohio State might be overstepping a little too much here.
Yeah, Steve playing with fire as he tries to get that play, gonna get rooted up, and now Moch Going in, Justice Punch onto Shadow, and I don't really know if
Really
this is a
doing
fight
any
you want to
damage.
take, buddy.
Yeah,
Gonna have
flash
to burn
away.
the flash to get out.
Yeah, literally, just as I was saying, I think Ohio State is maybe being a little too ambitious here with the plays they're making. It does not seem to me like they are on the same page with the amount of plays, like split plays just happening across the map. The dive bot side, but then you have people fighting mid. It's been very split so far. So I think they're gonna have to rehash their plan because if they keep taking these split fights, Kettering actually just has superior split fights here. Another jump in.
Gonna try to get
Oh
onto
my
Oblivious Bob.
God.
Just one shot in by Steve, and now in the bottom lane we go here as the Chaos Storm is ripping down at Anivia. I'm not trying, has to run for the hills, but you cannot run fast enough. Not even your wings can save you. Now we're fighting in the mid lane here. Hookshot and Hextech Ultimatum onto Shadow as he is gonna try to burn the Stormbringer to get away, but it is not enough as Steve gonna secure another kill for himself. Now 5, 2, and 1 on this Tristana. Has the Kraken Slayer in the pocket. And this Tristana is getting real scary, but now they're still going here to dive under. Hero's entrance onto the top. And OSU Cyborg gonna get one for himself as well. Steve, what are you doing, buddy?
Oh. Just as I say that Ohio State's getting maybe a little too ambitious with these split fights, Kettering decides they want to do the same thing too, and now Ohio State with the 3K gold lead. This is a very, what do you call it? It's a very awkward game. Both teams just going back and forth. Both teams thinking they're in a great position and then throwing both times. So this is, I guess we're just waiting for the next person to get caught out.
Yeah, this one's a game of catch for sure, going back and forth to each other, at least in this early game. But I do want to ask you a question, and I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Okay.
Which team do you think will scale better into the late game?
Oh, 100% Ohio State. I think that Hecarim falls off. I've always seen, I have many experiences with Hecarim being like 10-0 early game, and then just absolutely not able to do anything as the game scales later. I think Anivia is very good late, obviously with the wave clear she has, but I think Camille having that 100% true damage on her Q, Victor doing massive damage, Tristana being as fed as she is, I think Ohio State just scales better. The gold lead is better on them. Even being behind, they're still not like when they are behind. It's that comp is just all around better than I think what Kettering has.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you there. I think the pieces, it's way easier to execute the team fights if you're Ohio State, right?
Yeah.
You just have Camille go in, heroic entrance over the top, and you get like just instant backline access and at least CC onto one member. Likely, this Anivia or Varus, of course. And with no mobility, like what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
you can't
exactly.
I mean, you can flash, but you can't get out of the Hextech Ultimatum. So.
Yeah, and actually Varus, being 0-4 right now, not like Ohio State wants to actually dive this 0-4 Varus. And the guy is gold starved. I mean, if you look at the difference in gold here, that's massive. That is 2.5k pretty much ahead on Steve. That's almost like what, 2/3
a full
item.
That's almost a full item.
Varus is not going to be useful until like maybe 25-30 minutes. Steve
scaling for late game.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna make it there, right?
Yeah, no, that's what he's telling himself though. He's scaling for late game.
Oh, for sure. Actually, finally does have his. Yeah, well, what do you know? An entire item ahead. Tristana is a Stormrazor to nothing on the Varus, so that's absurd.
Yeah, now the dragon is spawning in 30 seconds here. You can see these members are making their way down there. Varus went top lane for a second, but now he realizes that the objective is up and he's going to come down here. But now onto Hype Train they go. Hecarim in the Hextech Ultimatum, but there's still a member up. Now Alonso shot is pretty big and they're trying to pull the Hecarim back into the team. One's going to go down now. Rocket jump in from Steve, going to secure one as well for himself. And so far it is a 2-for-1 in favor of OSU. The numbers are in their favor, but the health bars are not, as Inferno is still full health and Chano walking into this bottom side river. Gonna try to get this dragon here and look at Steve maybe looking for a flank angle on the Tristana. You never really know. Maybe he finds his karma here. He's gonna go rocket jump in. Gonna
What
burn
is
the
going
flash to
on?
try to get away, but now he's looking
Oh
for the
my
1v2 here. Oh, the
god.
one shot from Steve through the heel from Oblivious Bob as the teleport's coming in. Oblivious Bob is probably gonna
Oh.
die here. Yeah, as a double kill for the best Steve, and that's why he is the best.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Steve knowing his limits. That is absurd. Karma maybe just not paying attention there. Definitely with a very, very late flash. If she had flashed any sooner, she would have lived. Um, Steve, maybe Ohio State is not the ambitious person. Maybe Steve is over ambitious, and Ohio State has no idea how to compensate for that. Um, Steve is just the star player of this game right now. Ohio State, I think, needs to do everything they absolutely can to keep this man alive. 8-3 on this Tristana, an even further gold lead ahead on this Varus. I would assume probably about 3 or 4K now, and probably where the vast majority of Ohio State's gold lead actually comes from. So Steve is definitely going to be the player to look for here with this Tristana throughout the game.
A 5,000 goal lead in favor of Ohio State so far as they lead 13 kills to 9 and are one dragon up here, potential soul. At about, 28 minutes if they're able to get these next two on spawn. And I definitely say that they're in a solid position for this one, especially because their team scales so well, right? They got ahead
100%.
in the mid game, and now it's mostly just execution.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as long as they don't take the plays they've been taking earlier, getting caught, having those split fights, Ohio State just can't lose this game. Skarner zooms in with his chem tank, pulls Anivia, pulls Varus, pulls whoever they want to pull, and then he just dies. Volleybear sitting in the bush here.
Gonna get the stun onto Chenua, but really not gonna do anything as Chenua is very tanky right now, but Inferno might be in trouble here. Onslaught of Shadow is gonna take him down with stun as well. Absolutely just one-shotted right there, but now the best Steve is going in under the tower, jumps in and jumps out. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah, Inferno actually just not respecting the fact that they don't see enough people topside to be able to kind of walk up like that. Actually, Ohio State's starting the Baron here.
Yeah, I don't think Kettering knows at all, so this should be relatively free for the time being.
Yeah, there are
no mid laner, but the
out.
TP. Yeah, TP is available on Inferno if they want to do that. Chenua is taking his talents elsewhere for the time being, but now he's back onto the Baron. But yeah, this should be a free Baron for OSU here. Try to train is here, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, Ohio State actually really responding well to Inferno getting caught bot side with the Hecker Molt. Knowing that Hecker Molt is down and he has no way to get over that wall, Ohio State just taking Baron, knowing it's pretty free at that point. Given the fact that also all the gold is on that Hecarim and Volleybear, and pretty much everyone else on this Kettering team is just kind of gold starved and not really able to do anything, it looks like.
Yeah, I agree. And now I'm gonna expect that OSU is gonna move into this bot side, play the split map. No teleport is available on the Camille, but that's okay. At least the Camille can draw pressure in the top side. And we're gonna get just a 1-3-1 here. Start setting up vision around this dragon, this objective that's coming up in 2 minutes. And as long as you're not getting picked for free for no reason, you're up 7.5K. This should relatively be a solid situation. Steve going back in. Channel Corruption under the tower is going to lock him down. Yeah. But Kettering was ready for that one. At least more ready than they have been previously. Sure. And Steve having to burn Flash for a little bit of over-aggression there.
Yeah, I definitely do not think it's actually going to matter too much within the next 5 minutes, given that all the lanes, actually the Hextech Ultimatum.
Hextech Ultimatum over the top, and Heroic Entrance going to bring it down now. Onslaught of Shadow is going to get the fear onto 2. OSU Cyborg is under the tower, but he's not taking yet, and the suppression coming out from Skarner. A little bit of a weird interaction with that wall there as Chenua and Tryhard are jumping around. Couldn't get around that wall, but with 2 members dead, this should mean that this inhibitor tower will go down, likely the inhibitor as well. And they're going to have to burn the Flash to get away. As the top lane inhibitor tower will fall. Do they continue on to this inhib? Yes, they do. And OSU Cyborg shoving in this mid wave, trying to gain pressure in multiple lanes. Still numbers advantage for OSU. It's a 4v3 so far. There's 10 seconds left on the Hecarim.
A little stuck here in the corridor. Probably just going to have to walk out top side. Ooh, the wall coming out from Anivia. Most likely Gallia going to die.
Nivea is taken into the egg here. Heals coming out from Bob. Save him for the time being, but now the best Steve is legendary. Vessi will go down to Oblivious Bob, though, and that's a 1K shutdown. That feels pretty good. Flash forward from Chenoa on to the Varus will take him down, as well as sacrifice his own life. And Moch running for the hills on 1 HP, but really not much that you can do here. Chard's going to secure that one back. Flash forward from Darkfire onto Inferno, and this is a Victor with no mana. What can he do? He's going to try to get the movement speed, but the bites are being taken out of him. Can he get out? No, likely not, as the stun will be there as the bite brings it down and secures the kill finally for Shadow. And now with a wipe for Kettering, this should mean that they are able to get this second dragon for themselves.
Yeah, actually Ohio State definitely staying past their welcome in Kettering's base there. I think what's most important there is the 1K shutdown that went to Varus. Now, obviously, Varus still being 1 and 6, it's not going to mean much. But oh my God, Steve is 5K ahead. That is absurd. Yeah, obviously that 1K shutdown's not going to mean much for the Varus, but I still think it's important to look at the fact that Ohio State just kind of threw like 2K gold at Kettering and said, "Hey, here's a bone, have at it." And
yeah,
this is exactly what we're seeing in the early game from Ohio State. Having this, it feels like somewhat miscommunication on kind of what they want to do. It looked like Ohio State really wanted to go for that inhib, and then they just got engaged on, and now they responded by getting the Anivia egg, but then I think they just kind of had mixed comms or something, and they weren't exactly sure what to do after that, because it seemed like some people wanted to run, some people wanted to go, and then that just resulted in throwing away a bunch of gold to Kettering. So we'll see if that actually matters. I do not think it does. I think they're just too far ahead for them to even be able to lose, but who knows?
Yeah, OSU pushing all 3 lanes here. They have the pressure with that top inhib, so they're going to just try and secure these last outer towers outside, inner towers outside the base here. That bottom one is going to fall in a few short seconds. So Cyborg pushing a big wave into that bot side as well. But for now, 4 members strong in the middle lane as trying to push this mid and bot side simultaneously. The waves a bit out of sync, but that's okay. Still a big wave for Cyborg to try to see what he can do on this top side. Hookshot, half HP onto Shadow already.
Insane.
He's still going. Stun's going to land, and OSU Cyborg does not really care for now.
Yeah,
Oblivious Bobby's here, heroic entrance over the top, going to knock up onto 1, but a good usage of the Stormbringer, unstoppable. Moch, unfortunately, just caught under the tower from that Chain of Corruption, but this opens the door for OSU in this mid lane, able to secure that inhibitor tower and pressure this inhib.
Yeah, I kind of just thinking exactly what I was saying. There's that miscommunication there. Cyborg going in saying, all right, I'm just going to go in and do this damage. And then Moch saying, all right, no, I'm just going to Hero's entrance in. And then Cyborg just kind of leaves. Obviously, you can't take that fight under tower, but...
Now they're chasing into the bottom side here. Onslaught of Shadows onto Inferno. Should spell death for him. And is that another kill going over to Oblivious Bob? But in the mid lane, Steve trying to 1v1. I am not trying, and it doesn't even matter because he's not trying at all. I don't think you can ever really win that 1v1. That's a hard 1v1.
Yeah.
If you're Steve.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like they just keep throwing away this gold, like I said. I mean, obviously, actually, they're probably just going to take Baron here. I think Ohio State is kind of in a weird spot because of the constant miscommunication and throws that they've just kept doing over and over again. Moch just going to die here again, I think.
Yeah, Moch walking in, finding 3 members of Kettering. But look at Cyborg on the other side of the map, threatening this third inhib in the bottom side here. And I'm not trying is the only one left to stop this Camille relentless push. Now, TP is not available as it was used to get up into that bottom side to get that inhib. But OSU doing an alright job, getting Kettering off of the Baron. Cyborg's going to take away what he can in the jungle here. And Nice steal from Chenwa. But yeah, I was just expecting that Cyborg was just going to relentlessly be pushing on this bottom side, trying to get this last inhib. And OSU is now onto the Baron.
I actually do think that it's weird they keep throwing away this gold at Kettering, but they're still somehow relentlessly 8K ahead. I don't know where they're getting this gold from because they just keep throwing away at Kettering, but it just keeps getting bigger and bigger somehow, even with all the dying they've been doing.
It does not matter at all here. And now Ohio State wearing purple, looking like this might be the push that ends it all here. pushing all three lanes a 2-2-1 fashion. Cyborg gonna secure the last remaining inhibitor, and Steve hit by a stun, and he's taken really low. Now the top lane inhibitor has respawned, but it should be going down pretty soon here as let's use Cyborg. Hextech ultimatum onto Anivia. Anivia taking half HP already. Now Cyborg gonna get stunned up by Shadow as Volibear is there now. Be careful of the onslaught of Shadows. There it is. Good job by the Buster Shot of Tristana, but it's not enough. Now flash forward, 3-man taunt from Moch. Oblivious Bob gonna burn the flash to try to get out, but it's not enough as Cyborg is there, taking a lot of damage from the tower here, and Shutdown will go over to the Hecarim. Now Moch is going down as well here, and this Kettering squad is so tanky. Someone tell me that Moonstone isn't broken.
That's absurd. I mean, honestly, it looked like at first Ohio State had a really bad fight, but they were just getting so much damage off onto everybody. But wow, it really just after that fight, it didn't look like they got off any damage on anyone. That's absurd. They can't kill him in their own base with Baron and a 10k gold lead. That's got to be a little scary for Ohio State. With the Baron minions too, with 3 inhibs down, and they couldn't manage to end there. That's got to be scary.
Yeah, one thing I am noticing is that there's not much healing reduction coming from OSU here. All you can see is the Thornmail from Moch. That's about it. So I'm definitely looking forward to, seeing some sort of item adaptation here, trying to get an Executioner for Steve, trying to get maybe a Morello for Inferno on the Victor. Just something to sort of cut this healing down, because Moonstone and Staff of Flowing Water is put in work, and at least in that last fight.
Yeah, so I actually think there's a lot more healing here than meets the eye from Kettering. So with Volibear, you have your W, which gives you more health. I think based on how much you're missing, I could be wrong, but I do believe that is the case. You have Hecarim with his W and Conqueror. Anivia, who actually took Electrocute, meaning it is most likely that she took Ravenous Hunter. So she'll have Healing there. Varus is, I think, the only one in his kit and his rune set that doesn't have this healing. Actually, might not matter, Steve. Oh, Lord.
Here we go. Here's OSU back into the base. Good points here. There's a lot of healing now. One Nexus tower has fallen. Onslaught of Shadows on the back line is a big fear. Best Steve is really low, having to run to try to get away, and the flash forward from Shadow will secure him. But Shadow will give his life in the process. Now there's a lot of minions. The second Nexus tower will go down. Hecarim is trying to run for the hills, but what can he do? Heroic entrance over the top. A triple kill for OSU Cyborg. Quadra kill indeed for OSU Cyborg. And the Nexus will fall as OSU takes game 1.
Wow, Ryan, that is just as we're talking about that not being able to get their base, they actually just pull out the win there in the end. So good from Ohio State being able to clear out the game here, because things were looking a little desperate even with that huge gold lead, but did not appear to matter. Just a better comp and all around better execution. So
yeah, I agree. Ohio State obviously better team fight, better execution for the most part, better scaling on their compositions, able to get that lead in the mid game, and for the most part, just able to take it on and roll it over going into the later game here. And that's that's game 1. We're gonna take a short break. Don't go anywhere for game 2 between the Ohio State University and Kettering. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 2021 CLL Northern Conference regular season. We got a week 4 matchup between The Ohio State University and Kettering University. Ohio State able to take game 1 in a relatively commanding fashion, I would say. Should be getting into game 2 pretty shortly here. Any thoughts on game 1, Ike?
I think Kettering's draft was kind of rough. That Vars pick definitely not what you want to see. As that was our last pick too, wasn't it? Yeah, that's definitely not what you want to see. I mean, all the ADCs did get banned, so it's very hard to find something that's good. But they just didn't pick like maybe Zaya or Sivir, just someone who can maybe kind of take the pressure off. But Varus has nothing. He has no utility to get away. He has the slow and his ultimate. Nothing to get away from that diving. And that just showed from last game of getting jumped on under tower over and over and over again, and it's like, what are you gonna do? So I definitely want to see Kettering pivot draft here. I want to see them pick something, not that Varus, because it obviously didn't work out. So
yeah, I agree. I think it's gotta be a change of play in the AD carry position here. We're back into the draft for game 2 as Thresh gonna be the first ban for Kettering. You can see the team switch sides here. So now Kettering is on your left and OSU is on your right. OSU gonna ban out that Udyr.
Yeah, I'm actually really happy that they respected that Udyr ban. Just saying we're not doing any mind games here. We are strictly banning that champion out. We do not want to play against it. We don't want to deal with it. And his first ban is very respectable, as well as the Seraphine.
Yeah, we're seeing a bit of a repeat, at least so far, from the round 1 bans, except for this Camille. OSU Cyborg's Camille was a menace in that last game, and Kettering does not want to deal with it anymore, so opting to just ban it out. Yeah, I think it was actually the same exact bans for OSU in game 1.
Yeah. Kragus. Oh, okay. So this pick excites me all the time. So I do believe this is actually most likely going to be a flex, like Ohio State did with the Galio the first game. Hakrim Galio, jeez. So the Gragas can go jungle, but I've actually been seeing it top more often than not. So I'm excited to see what they do here with this pick.
Yeah, Gragas top. I've seen it. It's increasing in popularity as well this season. This is a champion that's just like so brutal to lane against because he has the sustain. He has a damage if you go like the AP build, but he also has damage if you go the tank build. You can just still get one shot.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even matter. Now the Galio and the Hecarim is just a really strong power pick for OSU.
Karthus, actually, that is something else. I have not seen a Karthus either from games that I'm playing. It's obviously most likely going to be jungle here. But Karthus, that is so weird. They have a lot of AP one, but Karthus, I just don't know if it fits into what they've picked so far. This is strange.
A little bit of an Ash hover coming out from Inferno, throwing that at Oblivious Bob. Oblivious Bob is an avid Ash and Vars player, and Inferno's like, all right, I see you, but apt to go for the Kaisa instead. I think that's really this team comp for OSU is looking. It's looking.
Bro, I'm mental boom looking at that team. That's crazy. Kettering gave away Hecarim, Galio, and Kaisa, and honestly, the responses to those picks are not even like that fantastic. I mean, like, again, they don't have any mobility with these carries they're picking. Karthus is, he's the one person you want to just melt people down with these, his Q, lay waste, and to get the Requiem off. But wow, Hecarim, Galio, and Kaisa, Ohio State's just full sending here. I don't know what what Kettering plans to do to respond to that, but that's already so hard to play against.
Yeah, this first 3 are pretty insane. I think all of these are definitely S tier picks in their respective roles. So it's certainly going to be hard for Kettering to play against here. OSU limiting that ADC champion pool as well, just a bit more, trying to put Oblivious Bob on something he's not
comfortable with. Yeah.
As comfortable with. Kettering going for the Rel and the Ornn bans for their last 2, and it looks like a Kayn, Aatrox for the top lane for OSU Cyborg.
Yeah, so if this is a Gragas top, and I do believe it actually is, Aatrox is not or sorry, not Aatrox. Gragas is not gonna have a fun lane. For Gragas, you have to get in close to this Aatrox, and that is exactly 100% what Aatrox wants. So, really good response here for Ohio State. Wow, Tarek.
What is going on?
I don't. Okay, so I'm trying to process this. So Kettering picks. I guess that's a pick you can.
So
pick
it's
with
a
it.
so it's a
Okay.
Gragas in the jungle, Karthus in the mid lane, Karma top. Is that what we're thinking?
I do believe so. So okay. So here are my thoughts on this: is you pick pretty much full AP. I mean, you have Gragas, Karthus, Karma, Tarek, but those are predominantly AP. And then you pick Vayne, which with that team comp, you want a hyper carry, right? You want someone who you can, use those shields on and stuff. But Vayne against that team is not going to get damage off.
Yeah, this game seems really hard for Vayne. You
Yeah,
have Galio and Hecarim and Yone and Aatrox all diving on your face. Seems a bit rough, but that's just me.
I am confused. Okay, hold on. So, this is no. There's no way they're trolling this. There's no way this is Vayne mid.
Yeah, they have till 20 seconds left in order to get their final trades out. So we will see in the next couple seconds here what this Kettering squad is
What
actually doing.
is going on?
Still no
It's a Vayne
trades yet.
What? There's no way this is
A Vayne
What?
mid and a Karma Tarek bottom lane.
What is this? Oh my. Okay. Hold on. So I need to make sense of how this comp works so I can justify why they're playing this. So you want to have this Vayne hyper carry, so you want to dump as many resources into her as you possibly can. The problem is putting Vayne into a solo lane against a Yone Hecarim is not. Dude, I'm so confused. What?
Yeah, this is a
What?
crazy draft here. This is a crazy draft. I am
This is insane.
I am here for it, I guess.
This is insane.
I'm here for it.
So
This is what we want to see. It's the content.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crazy comp, and if they can manage to pull it off, the problem is the strength from Ohio State's comp is insane. So, again, you have all this dive, and what you want to have is not Vayne. Like you have shields and you have the ultimate, but the CC that Ohio State has for this Vayne through all the shielding and through the Tarkle and I just don't. And it's mid. That's what's so crazy to me is it's mid. That's nuts.
Having a hard time processing that one, but either way, we are now into this 3-minute spectator competitive integrity delay, and it gives us a little more time to comprehend what's going on in with these drafts. But overall here, what are your thoughts on a Karma Tarek bottom lane?
This is
I don't
very
know.
reminiscent
This
of the
is-
Sona Tarek from season 8, season 9. A lot of shields, a lot of you're not allowed to hurt me type of comp. I don't know how to feel about this. This is a very crazy game. I don't know what Kettering is like. Let's pick a Vayne mid. But wow, this is crazy. I mean, I'm so excited to see this.
One thing, I mean, maybe a possible justification is like, all right, well, they're a lot high. OSU is a lot higher ranked than us, right? And so we got to pull out some random strategy
Yeah,
that we've been cooking up for 3 months in the lab,
that's crazy.
and this might be it. So we'll see. I mean, is that? I imagine it'll be a moonstone, a moonstaff, and a locket in the bottom lane for Kettering.
Yeah. Let's see. So obviously, yeah, they are going for that full peel Vayne. I think, the builds will differ, between Tarek and Karma. I think they want to go for, yes, they have the shielding and everything, and I think Karma can handle that. I think what they want from Tarek is, utility. They want damage reduction, maybe Knight's Vow. Is that even still in the game? Oh no.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. These item changes got me messed up. My kills probably they really need to get CC off of this Vayne. I expect to see QSS from Vayne. Like if they're full sending resources into this Vayne to make sure that she gets as much attention as she possibly can, she needs a survivability because having just shields and having just Vayne go pure damage is not going to be enough for this comp to work out from Kettering. So again, very, very excited to see how this plays out. So far, it seems like a very troll comp, but maybe Kettering has been playing this for months and months and months, and no one has any idea how strong it is. So
Could be the sleeper.
it
Could be the sleeper
could be
for
very
sure.
strong.
What do you think about this mid lane matchup? Yon versus Vayne. It can't be good.
No,
right?
no,
it
this
has
is
to be
terrible.
bad
So
for Vayne.
Vayne, being a Yon player myself, Vayne is short range as an ADC, and Yon should just destroy her. I think there's like I don't see Vayne ever being allowed to play this game. Maybe she gets some sort of lead somehow, but Yon should still just destroy her, even if she has Mythic before him. It definitely with competitive, it's never a 1v1, right? Thinking of this lane in terms of 1v1 is not going to be enough. I think Yon Hecarim is what we need to look at, and just to see how this will play out for Vayne.
We are now on to the Rift for Game 2 between OSU and Kettering University here, and we're going to see some lines of scrimmage being drawn for both of these teams, and pretty interesting compositions that we got rocking here. For OSU Cyborg on Aatrox in the top lane, Chenua on Hecarim in the jungle, Inferno on the Yon in the mid lane, the best Steve and Moch on Kaisa, and Galio in the bottom lane.
So giving Moch this Galio again, I actually do think last game it was hard for him because of the miscommunication. But with the comp they have now, there is no I'm going to leave. There is only go, go, go. They have no way to disengage whatsoever with what they have. There is no I'm gonna throw a CC chain out so we can leave. There's nothing for them to get out. So I do expect to see a little bit more success from this Galio. Given the fact that Ohio State has less disengage options than they did last game. Therefore, hopefully, resulting in a few less deaths.
Both junglers starting on their red buffs. So we'll see a bit of a mirrored jungle clear for both of these, or not a mirrored, an inverted jungle clear. There it is from these junglers on their sides here, and early on, the Vayne will have the advantage in this middle lane just due to the range versus melee matchup.
Obviously, range versus melee is very hard for the melee, but it's actually really disrespectful of Inferno here to be. Okay, so I will continue that thought. If we look at Inferno's runes, he is running teleport heal. So I don't know if you know this, Ryan, but in the LCS for the past few weeks during normal split for spring, Cloud9 has somehow mind-gamed every top laner to not take a flash, and then Blabber just absolutely smashes. Hold that thought.
Gonna get a gank from Chenua in the mid lane here, burning the flash from I'm Not Trying. Ghost is gonna be popped as well, and he's gonna continue going under the tower.
Diving.
Barrier's gonna be popped from I'm Not Trying, and Chenua, what are you doing, buddy? A bit too aggressive is gonna give the first load over to I'm Not Trying.
So, so like I was saying before, let me just continue this thought. Blabber mind gaming absolutely everybody to not take flash and just punishing that like crazy. So I'm curious to see if Kettering can punish this Yon for not taking flash, or even really an aggressive summon for that matter.
Yeah, that's a bit wild.
Yeah,
I can respect it though. One thing I do want to mention is this jungle matchup here is Hecarim is one of these champions that wants to get in your face early and make his presence known in the early game here. And Karthus is a jungler who kind of on the other side of that coin. He wants to farm up. He doesn't want to, fight anyone really in the early game. And so I'm looking forward to seeing if Chenua is able to abuse this this Karthus, who doesn't have flash either.
Yeah. So one thing I think Chenua went a little too far there, not realizing that Vayne had barrier. It definitely did not work out well, and I think he most likely would have gotten that kill if Vayne didn't have barrier. But I think there was a miscommunication from Ohio State on the summoner spells, as everyone in this game is not running this game is not conventional whatsoever. So
what do you mean? What's not conventional about no flashes in the jungle and only one flash in the mid lane, and Karma Taric bot lane, and Vayne mid also.
This is definitely one for the history books on on strange comps and competitive.
Yeah, definitely here. And obviously we're seeing similar to what we expect here that this Ohio State bottom lane with the Kaisa and the Galio should have the advantage against the Kettering bot lane. And you can see that in the wave, the CS advantage here. It's about 3 waves in favor of the best Steve. Now, there's a wave pushing in, but in the top side, Cyborg and Shadow are going at it here. Flash is available for both members, but Shadow's going to get pulled back. Going to bring the Flash shot to get away, and
Outplay?
Cyborg is not done. He just got level 5. So we'll see if he opts to continue on chasing, but Shadow is healing up. Body slam back in. He's going to bring it down on him, but Cyborg going to get the Q1 and the Flash as well. Going forward, and the cast is enough damage to take Cyborg down. Shadow going to get a solo kill.
Yeah, Shadow not really liking what happened last game in the matchup he played, saying, you know what, I kind of, it's my turn. And wow, solo kill coming out, that's got to feel good, especially after last game. Definitely a mental boost for Shadow.
Definitely. Shadow's got to feel good about that. Gonna burn the TP out of Cyborg here, and Shadow won't even have to burn the TP for himself unless Cyborg can freeze this wave. And if he wants to break the freeze, Karthus is in the area though, so if that does end up happening, it will be okay, and Karthus can come up and sort of help out with to break that freeze. Inferno's having a rough go in this mid lane though. The CS is looking okay actually.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, he's not feeling good.
No.
OSU bot lane gonna start up this dragon.
So I think one thing that this mid lane matchup could have gone much more favorably. One, obviously, it's never ideal to give Vayne red and first blood, but Inferno actually not playing the matchup as he should. With this Yone, it's actually highly important to get the wave pushing into you first, and make sure that you don't get zoned out, which is exactly what is happening to him. Obviously, the CS difference isn't that massive between the two, but it can still be so detrimental to Yone if he's getting zoned off that hard, and definitely taking the damage that he did early is never something you want to see. I mean, he had to back and just buy boots, which is never good.
That's definitely that definitely feels rough.
Yeah.
Regardless of who you are, gonna complete those Berserker Greaves at least for now. Get that attack speed buff going on. Lower the cooldowns on the Q and stuff like that. But look at Chenoa in the bottom side jungle of Tryhard, taking away that red buff, looking to try to take away the Q here. Maybe looking for a dive bottom lane. I'm just looking at the mini map.
Yeah, Karthus actually might be there to respond. I don't know if they can pull off this dive. They're going for it.
What about the TP coming in here? Knock
another backstop
onto 2. Stomp onto 2, but Chenoa is still taking the top for so long. He's going to go down. Oblivious Pop going to burn the flash by Best to try to get away, and Moch has to run for the hills. The Requiem is coming down here, and that's going to mean a double kill. Oh, no, not yet, as the Best Steve is still alive, going for Oblivious Bob. The one from Marauder should do it, but it is not there. Oblivious Bob going to find the kill onto the Best Steve here, and a 3-for-0 in favor of Kettering, and that's just not what you want to see if you're Ohio State.
No, there is some weird TP miscommunication here from Ohio State. That is the second backstop in a row now, early game, that has happened, and every single time it has been detrimental to Ohio State.
Yeah, rough team fight ensuing afterwards, but now we're going to get a fight in the top side here. Dark Shadow taken pretty low, but the explosive cask gonna buy some room in between him and OSU Cyborg. Now in the mid lane, we're going back again. Heal gonna be popped from Inferno, but the flash from I'm not trying. One more auto shooter at the barrier. He's trying to bait it in. One more auto is not there, and Inferno gonna go back in and get a solo kill for himself.
Oh, that was so close.
Now will Lebesti walking up. Whoa, find a Tark in the bush there. That could have been scary, but he's okay for now.
Yeah, that's got to feel so much better for Inferno, getting that kill, getting the wave push in, making sure that Vayne knows who is boss in this mid lane. Now, obviously, Inferno has had a very tough first 8 minutes or so of this lane, but now with that kill coming out, things have got to get easier for him. And he does have not conventional summoner spells, but I still do expect him to hopefully be able to take over a little bit and show why you don't pick Vayne mid.
Yeah, certainly. I think everyone who is an Ohio State fan right now is hoping that Inferno can show why you do not pick Vayne mid, and I think that's a very universal idea and concept.
Yes.
But maybe they don't have that one up there in Kettering.
So actually, something I actually want to talk about this is this Yon matchup because I've actually somehow played this in ranked is not hard once you get your boots, and the reason being is the matchup is very hard for Vayne because of how actually
Inferno. Going aggressive with Tryhard is gonna be met with a horse in the face here. Genoa gonna burn the on top of the horse. Hero Kendrick's over the top. Tryhard train knocked up, taken down. Genoa gonna secure the credit for that kill here, and a nice roam up by Moch there.
yeah, really good for Ohio State to get that. Getting vision, maybe just gonna look to go down and dive bot lane here. Who knows? So like I was saying before, this Yon matchup, most of the time, Yon, when he's having a hard lane, becomes much easier once he gets those Zerkers because of the attack speed and the fact that you could just Q spam nonstop and it becomes so hard for your lane opponent to really do anything.
Herald being spawned up in the bot lane will secure first tower for OSU here, and that's gonna extend their gold lead to about 2.5K. Sorry, 1.5K. Despite being down 2 kills.
Yeah, it seems like no matter how many times they mess up a dive, they just find gold out of nowhere. And Ohio State, having that open bot lane must feel really good.
Yeah, now we're getting another fight into the top lane here. Cyber gonna pop the ultimate. He's chasing down Darkfire, but unfortunately for himself, not gonna be able to find any further damage. As both flashes are available for these top laners, but for the time being, can secure that wave control in the top lane. The dragon is spawning in 3 minutes here. Moch immediately onto Tryhard, and Tryhard's gonna go down. Tryhard not in time, but it will save him for the time being. Gonna burn the flash to try to get away, and successfully will get away, but no, not successfully because the killer instinct. Steve has it. He's going in exhaust. Will stall some of the damage for now, but now Oblivious Bob is trying to find this guy on the other side. Steve is running for the hills now as 3 members. Maybe gonna look for an execute here. Yeah, Steve is gonna get. Oh no, not the execute.
Wow. What?
Oblivious Bob gonna get kill credit for that one. As OSU is gonna secure the second dragon of the game for themselves here. It's a Cloud Dragon, and the oceans bring life to the rift. As an Ocean Soul is in store for us this game.
So something I've noticed about Kettering is, again, with their comp, they need someone to do the damage. And wow, having 3 kills on Karma is not what you want to see when trying to do this comp.
Not quite. Mina on the top lane though. Oh, okay.
Looking like
We're
Vayne.
gonna fight in the top lane. Yeah, I'm not trying. He's done. He's had enough of the game.
He's gone. Something Aatrox in the dunk animation.
Yeah, this looks rough. This looks rough for Cyborg.
Yeah, we will see how this goes. The sword's ready to fly down onto the Gragas, but I don't think that's gonna be enough.
Yeah, I'm not trying his back, so we should be getting an unpause in the next couple seconds here. But what I do want to mention now, eyes on the minimap here. Moch on the roams up to the top lane. However, heroic entrance is not available.
No flash either.
So yeah,
Almost
so
up,
the help will be significantly delayed for Cyborg. Gonna have to buy a lot of time if he wants to try to get out of this one.
Yeah, I can't
But-
even imagine what the comms are right now.
So I am dead. Do not even come. Probably is the comms. But I do want to talk about the games, the state of the game so far here. Ohio State up about 1.7K. They're down a kill, but they're up a tower and 2 dragons. So they're setting themselves up for a potential a potential Ocean Soul at about 21 minutes. Now, in addition, right? I would imagine that this OSU squad will scale more effectively. I guess it kind of depends on if they're able to get onto the Vayne or not.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think OSU is feeling okay with their point in the game right now.
100%.
Obviously, 3 kills on Karma. Yeah, obviously 3 kills on Karma is not exactly what you want. However, it does rush this Moonstaff build and push it along so that these items will be available earlier in the game. But I do want to see a lot more healing reduction come out for OSU this game rather than last game.
Yeah, for sure. I think one thing that OSU really needs to focus on is getting these dragons, because if they can't, well, first step is deciding whether or not they can get onto this Vayne, or whoever Kettering decides is the carry to get that shielding on. But I think what Ohio State needs to do first and foremost is kind of come up with their game plan, because this can go kind of two ways, and we actually
Oh.
are on pause here.
We are back in, and Shadow, taking like half HP from that Aatrox Q, decides, you know what? Maybe I don't want to fight this. Maybe this is not that good for me. But he's still looking, trying to find anything he can here. Overextending a bit
Might have
far though.
just
This
killed
could be an
himself.
angle. Yeah, he could have
Oh.
maybe killed himself here. No, able to escape there as Steve and Moch not wanting to overextend, because look what's waiting for them in this topside river. Three other members of Kettering University, and for the time being, I think it's just to wait out, chill, set up vision for Herald, and then eventually put that Herald into use if you're OSU.
For sure, they are sending Aatrox bot side here. They are most likely looking for the next objective, which might be Rift, actually. I believe the cooldowns here are Rift in 1:40 and then Dragon 3:20. So Rift being the next thing, maybe trying to open up those towers more, get more vision. We will see, though.
One thing I do want to highlight, though, Evolved Q for the best Steve, this Acathian Rain, is going to be doing a lot of damage here. Keep an eye out for that as we move forward into these team fights.
Yeah, here, I do believe they just want to set up, actually, fight going down. No, nothing to come from that. Ohio State here, I think they just want to set up vision, get top prio as much as they can, and just kind of slowly poke away and wait for this Rift to come up in a minute now.
Yeah, they're just poking away at this top tower, getting plates. They're able to secure 4 of those plates in the top side. Put them most down to Kaisa, so that feels really, really good. Kaisa, you want to get this champion ahead because she'll just blow up. But fighting into the bottom lane again, explosive cast going to burn Cyborg into the tower. Cyborg is going to pop the ulti of his own here, and for the time being, they're just kind of looking at each other. No one wants to overextend and get met by a whole lot of members of the enemy team.
For sure. Kind of just back and forth. Not really sure what to do here. Oh my lord. Okay, so we just shifted mid. I haven't been looking at the minimap. Karthus and Vayne sharing mid XP is the worst thing you can have right now for them to do. You need one of them needs to do damage. Obviously both of them will, but I think with this comp you need to make sure you're not splitting XP, and having this Vayne and Karthus splitting XP is probably the worst thing you can have happen with this comp right now.
Yeah, it certainly is not going to feel good.
No.
Like you said, you want to get one of these hyper carries online, if not both. And sharing XP is not the way you do that. For anyone wondering.
Yeah. Also, Rift,
nonetheless, though.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Rift is up right now, and Vayne has not backed. If you look at Vayne's items, it is boots, Noon Quiver, and a pickaxe. And wow, I don't even think she's. Yeah, I mean she's on enough gold for her mythic, but with Rift coming up, she can't recall, which puts her at a very weak spot.
Kind of looking for a pick onto Tryhard. Gonna get the knockback, but nothing yet here as the members are rolling in for Kettering. As of now, they have river control, but OSU getting these waves pushed in, gonna secure this prio in the lanes around the Herald, and eventually gonna walk up there, maybe just take up this top tower first. But it looks like their eyes are mostly set up on this dragon.
Yeah, there's no strong side lane response for. I mean, how do you deal with Kaisa Galio when you're 2 shielders? You know?
Oh,
Damage.
yeah, exactly. I mean, there's really like nothing you can do if you're Karma and Tarek in this lane. Like, Karma didn't build damage, so she's not gonna be able to hurt Steve that much. Maybe if you build some damage on Karma, you know, you can get a one shot or something like that out of nowhere.
For sure.
Yeah, OSU focused on setting up and getting this Ocean Soul as quickly as they can, and I think that makes sense, just judging from how they are in the game right now.
Yeah, I mean, if they get this on spawn, it's going to be a 23, 24-minute soul. And what do you have? I mean, you need these carries to come online from Kettering. You can't just fight when Vayne is only on 1 mythic. You know, she needs to get items, she needs to get that attack speed.
Dragon will go down, and Steve posturing aggressively here might be in trouble, but Cyborg and the rest of the beefy frontline members for OSU able to posture up, and get their AD carry back, into the back lines. But yeah, for the time being, 3 Dragons, Ohio State on sole point, and in a little under 5 minutes, a potential Ocean Soul would be really tough for Kettering to try to
Yeah.
to try to break through. I mean, you have no damage on your team anyway, and then you're gonna add an Ocean Soul to that? Like,
Yeah.
come on.
You need on top of needing Grievous, you need the damage, and Kettering just doesn't have the comp for it. Yes, they have mythics, but at the pace Ohio State is going, the item spikes that they need to get are not going to happen before the game is just over.
Yeah, I agree.
Ball of Pain.
Trying to fish or something, but you're fishing for your own death. It looks like Killer Instinct. 3-man taunt is huge.
Oh my
Now
God.
Onslaught of Shadows is gonna fear 3. Into the backline goes Inferno, and Dark Fire looking pretty low. Fate skilled onto Oblivious Bob, and his fate is certainly sealed here, knocked up onto JJ, and this is just a full team what so far for OSU as they destroy Kettering in a 4-for-0 fashion here. Rift Herald is going to be spun as the outer tower mid lane will go down. This inner one will be shortly after, and they could probably look to go for this inhib tower and inhib as well.
Definitely, I do think they need someone to tank, unless they one shot that. They want to get the last charge off on Rift. Hopefully not looking for the inhib, maybe a little too ambitious, learning from their last game's mistakes. And wow.
Yeah, they don't need to push any aggression, right? They're already really we're if you're OSU, you're already really far ahead. You know that, hey, a throw could ruin it, right? So let's just not even put ourselves in a situation to throw. Inferno taking away camps, trying to limit as much gold from this Karthus as you can, and yeah, this is looking rough here. It's about a 8K gold lead for OSU right now.
Yeah, last game it took them 25 minutes to get that 8K consistently, and now it is just looking like Kettering cannot respond. They can't. I mean, they're just suffocating under how much pressure Ohio State is putting out, and they just can't keep up.
Yeah, the Baron is spawning in about 30 seconds here. I think Ohio State is a pretty fast Baron if they want to go for it. You have the Yone, you have Hecarim, you have Aatrox, and Kaisa.
Most definitely.
So it should be a relatively fast Baron.
Steve.
They set up here. Killer Instinct.
Oh my God.
To try hard, and Steve is just putting on a clinic right now, one-shotting this Karthus, and putting Kettering at a 1-man down. Inferno, fancy footwork, dodging out from that body slam, but Shadow really cannot do much against this Yone right now.
There is nothing he can do. Yone, too mobile, one, but also the healing. There's no Grievous from anyone on Kettering's side, so I mean, how do you respond?
Yeah, I mean, if you're Ohio State, you respond with taking the Baron. Like I said, it should be a relatively fast one here, and it is going down just like that. Still, only 3 members in the area for Kettering so far, and the Baron at 1 tail could go down. Oh, a bad fate. Still not heroic entry on the top and knocked up onto 2. Dark ulti is not in time as General will go on a rampage. Into the back lines they go. Darkfire is gone. Oblivious Bob taken pretty low as well here as the frontliners from OSU are just running them down. Double kill for Moch. Looking for a triple. Nah, not gonna get it yet, but just a full team ace.
Yeah.
5-for-0 in favor of Ohio State, and this surely will spell the game here. They have the Baron up minions pushing down mid lane. The inhibitor will fall, and on to the Nexus towers they go, ending it with, so far, a 13K gold lead. The Nexus Tower 1 will fall. The second one shortly after, and OSU, barring some crazy throw, there should be no throw here onto the Nexus.
No.
But OSU should take this game into a fashion. The fight ensuing after Dark are going to be taunted up. Their exhaust onto the best Steve, but it does not matter at all. OSU take the series in 2-0 fashion.
Everyone leaves after disconnecting. Yeah, okay. So Kettering, they pick an experimental comp that has potential, but you need to execute correctly on it. You have Karthus and Vayne. These are the 2 people who are going to be doing damage, and you have them sharing lane XP at 15 minutes in. It's not gonna work, There's no world where they are going to actually be able to pull this off because of how it just all started. I mean, you need to put those resources into Vayne. You need to put those resources into Karthus. Funnel somebody. Take bot XP on Karthus. I mean, the guy can one-shot people if he's ahead, but it doesn't seem to matter because they just didn't execute on it. They had no game plan. It feels like after they picked that Gragas. So Ohio State.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pretty wild composition. Yeah. Pretty wild composition from Kettering there. Maybe they were labbing it. We don't really know what happened, but it did not phase Ohio State at all. Ohio State winning game 2 in even more commanding fashion than game 1. Steve able to put on a clinic in the bottom lane. Everyone, honestly, on the whole Ohio State squad was putting on a clinic in their respective roles here and able to take it 2-0 pretty convincingly, putting them at 3-1 now in the Northern Regional Conference for CELOL.
Yeah, I'm just I'm at a loss for words. I mean, the first game, it was very throw heavy, you know? It was both teams going back and forth deciding, you know what, we don't want this game. And then the second game, Ohio, there's just completely different team play. I mean, everything changed, and this level of dominance was not expected after seeing game 1 and the amount of miscommunication errors and whatnot that came through from Ohio State. But wow, they managed to pull through with a really, really convincing win. So props to them for being able to do that.
Props to them indeed. And with that, the series is over. Ohio State winning 2-0 fashion against Kettering, putting them up. They were, I believe, ranked 14 in CELOL. Now, after that win, they should jump up significantly. They're at 9 now. So that is looking good. Seeding coming soon for the playoffs. And that's really the main thing we're focused on right now is that playoff seeding, getting as many wins as we can right now. But that's going to do it for us today on the broadcast. I hope you guys enjoyed here. I have been Rychains. You can follow my Twitter, Ryan_Alesna. Ike. You can follow him as well, Ike_Waltz. Make sure to, check us out. Everything. Keep up with OSU esports. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and we'll be back later for some more Ohio State League of Legends at some point. So thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you later.